Hi everyone, Miss Mick here, and I'm going to share my part 2 of my holiday stories. So last time we had I shared a little bit on, well, I shared the whole colors of Christmas, and I just wanted to add a little bit to that. This is Carl's Christmas by Alexandra Day. It is a picture book, so there are no words, okay? It's Carl's Christmas. Carl is as you can see, a very large dog, a Rottweiler. And I'm just going to show you a couple of the things that he does in his home. So here he is with the baby that lives at his house, looking at the tree. Here he is with the baby. Here they are looking at the fireplace together. There's some other adventures that the dog and the baby get into. That's where they meet this other dog as well. And then the baby is very sleepy, getting warmed by the fire. So there's always some adventures with here he is meeting some reindeers and a Santa. Kind of stopped him in his tracks. All right, and they're a lot bigger than he is. I know I've seen a reindeer at the Columbus Zoo. Now I wanted to show you tracks. His track in the snow. Let's see if you can see this. So that would be his dog print in the snow. Right? And then reindeers and deers leave a different type of print in the snow. Another thing with Christmas is, like in Germany, a German tradition is making gingerbread, homemade gingerbread, and gingerbread houses. So this is like a step-by-step direction. And of course, like the decorating it with different candies and colors of icing can be a lot of fun too. So some people have and celebrate that tradition. Next, I wanted to, I had shared some Kwanzaa with you. And I wanted to share the 7 days symbol that we talked about this week. The 7 days of Kwanzaa. The first day is December 26th with Unity Umoja right here. If you can see how it kind of helps you pronounce. Some of my other students noticed that this one is a heart. Yeah, this one kind of looks like a flower. I said, yeah, that is neat. So the heart one is December 30th, purpose, Nia. See that? And then this is what the continent of Africa looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to hold that there for a minute. Why? So you can kind of take a peek at some of those other days while I grab my globe so I can kind of show you my little globe, my handheld penny bank globe. Okay, so Africa, the continent of Africa, is actually quite large. So like on the globe, this is what it looks like on the globe. And on one side is the Atlantic Ocean, and on the other side is the Indian Ocean. Okay? And I had one student who said, well, where's Australia? Well, for Australia, I have to turn my globe, and then I have to tilt it down here. Australia does not have winter or snow because they're south of the equator. Okay? Snow is only north of the equator. And this is our equator line. Okay, so Africa, and then you have Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, and Europe. Okay, and then when we turn the globe this way, right, is where we see Australia. And then if we continue turning our globe, we're seeing this big body of water, which is the Pacific Ocean. And then it takes us to where we are, which is part of North America. Okay, this is South America, the Caribbean Sea, and this is North America. And if you zoom in here, I'm going to try to zoom in, you'll see the Great Lakes, this blue pattern there, and Ohio is underneath one of the Great Lakes, which is Lake Erie. Okay, so we get snow, right? In the Great Lakes, this area gets snow. And just to remind you, when you turn the globe, then you'll see Africa. So that's a little bit with our globe there. And where some of the languages that I just shared, they would come from traditionally the West African tribes. Okay, so I also wanted to share, I had shared some menorah stories, a story about a menorah, sorry, and the Great Hanukkah. But this week we took a look at Hebrew letters, okay? The Hebrew letters you have seen inside this book are Nun, Jamel, Hey, and Shin. They have a special meaning at Hanukkah, which means a great miracle happened there, okay? And then, so these are those letters, the Hebrew letters. Very different than the letters that we write, right? That we're learning to write and spell words. So this is, the first one is Shin, He, Jamil, and Nun. So just kind of take a moment to look at those. Very interesting. You know, very different than our American alphabet. Another holiday that I talked about, two other holidays. One is the Chinese New Year. And in China, they also have symbols for words, just like they do in Japan, but it's different. Japan has a big celebration in June called Peace Day, where they want to remind countries to work together peacefully. And that is partly, Peace Day is celebrated because a couple weeks ago we celebrated the remembrance of Pearl Harbor, the attack on Pearl Harbor in the United States. And then during that time, we were at odds with Japan, and we did something like retaliated against Japan, and then they decided to stop the retaliation, and Peace Day was formed. There's a lot more details, but you'll learn more about that as you get older. But I wanted to share the Chinese New Year. It's not celebrated during our New Year. I know our American New Year is coming up, but I just wanted you to look at how they have symbols for words. Very beautiful, but not anything like the letters in our words. This is a saying for how they say Happy New Year. Gung Hei Fat Choi. So I like to share that as well. And then lastly, I want to share the Mexican story during this time is the story for children is called Las Posadas. So I'm just going to share the first couple sentences. So you can see the Las Posadas up here. It's a story for children. Las Posadas is celebrated for 8 nights, just before Christmas. So that's the first sentence, 8 nights. Hispanic families first celebrated Las Posadas Now, many families celebrate this holiday. Las Posadas means home. The holiday reminds us of the journey of Mary and Joseph to Bethlehem. Okay? So this is celebrating the birth of Jesus, which is celebrated in Mexico. And this is the story of Las Posadas. His birthday is on December 25th. So some people celebrate that, and some people do not. So, and some people, you know, see Santa around, but Santa doesn't bring them presents, and that's okay. You know, because everybody has a different way of celebrating and choosing to do things, and that's okay. I just like to share appreciation for all of the great celebrations and things that people do have. This is a Mexican hat dance sung to La Raspa. It says, let's dance and dance around the hat. Let's dance. So, and I colored that little bear a little decoratively. So you can kind of follow that. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. See? So there's all different kinds of ways to celebrate. And just take an appreciation for being together, right? And I hope that all of you are having a wonderful time and stay safe. All right? And I will talk to you later.